student of class 10. This is the next video for the post midterm, that is the history, the age of industrialization. Okay, so today we are going to learn about the age of industrialization. Now in this chapter, here in first paragraph you will see that a very popular music publisher, E.T. Paul, okay, he produced a music book. Okay, in that we can find a picture on the cover page which is announcing the dawn of the century. Now, as you can see from this picture, you will find it out that a goddess-like figure has been there. It's an angel of progress, bearing what? The flag of the new century. She is gently perched on a wheel with the wings symbolizing time. Okay, her flight is taking her into the future. Floating above, she is floating. Behind her, what you can see? The signs of progress. Railway, camera, machine, printing press and factory. So, the glorification of this machine and technology is even more marked in the picture which appeared on the pages of a trade magazine over 100 years ago. Now, in this you can find it out two magicians. The one at the top is Alauddin from the Orient one, who built a beautiful palace. Okay, beautiful palace, a magic lamp. Okay, the one at the bottom is the modern mechanic who with his modern tools weaves a new magic, builds bridges, ships, towers and a high-rise building. Now here you can also find Alauddin. Aladdin is shown as representing the east and the past. The mechanic stands for the west and modernity. Now these images, whatever you can find out here, they are offering a account of the modern world, how the people are being civilized, how they are moving towards the modern world. So within this account, the modern world is associated with what? Rapid progress of technological change and innovation. Machines and factories, railways and the steamships. So the history of industrialization becomes simply a story of development, and the modern age appears as a wonderful time of technological process. Okay, or the progress. Now, these images and association now become the part of the popular imaginations. Now we need to imagine it yourself, that how the people, the world has been changing so fast according to the drastic changes or the rapid in the industrialization. Clear? Now, next one coming towards the before the industrial revolution. Okay, now this before the industrial revolution, what you can see is that we associate industrialization with what? The growth of the factory industry. When we talk of industrial production, we refer to the factory production. So when we talk of industrial workers, we mean factory workers. They are the main people, they are the main hand. And before factories began to come to the landscape in England and Europe, there was a large-scale industrial production for international market. So many historians refer to these phases. Phase means what? The time known as a proto-industrialization. Clear? Now in the 17th and 18th century, what you can find out, children? Merchants. Those are from the towns in Europe. They began moving to the countryside. Countryside means what? Villages. What they're supplying? They're supplying money to the peasants and the artisans. They're pursuing them to produce an international market. So with the expansion of the world trade and the different acquisitions of the colonies in the different parts of the world, demand for the goods are growing up. Merchants could not expand their production within the towns. Why? Because their urban crafts and the trade guilds were very powerful out there. Their association of producers, those who train the craftspeople, maintain control of the production, regulated competition and prices, they are all there in the towns and cities. So these merchants, they move their destination towards the countryside. Clear? Now, and these urban crafts and trade guilds, they restricted the entering of the new people into their arena. So the rulers, they wanted to grant it a different guilds, the monopoly, the right to produce and trade in specific product. Clear? Now, in the village, what you can find out here, poor peasants and artisans, they began working for the merchants. Open fields were slowly disappearing. Commons were also been enclosed. Cottages and the poor peasants, they are dependent on the common lands for their survival. They started gathering their firewoods, berries, vegetables, hay and straw. Okay, as you now look for the alternative source of income. Clear? Now, after that, what you can find out here, that within the system, when the merchants start visiting the countryside, they are in enthusiastic spirit. They are telling people, the countryside people, to please work for them. Clear? So slowly what happened, a close relationship started to develop between the town and the countryside. Merchants were based in towns, but the workers was done mostly in the countryside. Merchants, the clothier, those who are related with the cloth, okay, they all started purchasing wood from the wood stapler. They carried it to the spinners. Yarn were spun. They were taken in the subsequent stages of productions to weavers, fullers and to the dyers. Now, after that, what happened? The finishing was done in London before the export merchants sold the cloth in international land. Clear? Or the international market. So, what happened? London became one of the finishing center. So, this proto-industrial system started to become the part of the network of the commercial exchange. Clear? Next one, the coming up of the factories. Slowly what happened? New symbols started to grow. New factories started to grow. Okay? And that was the factory of cotton. Okay, so in 1760, Britain was importing 2.5 million pounds of raw cotton to feed its country industry, cotton industry. 1787 started to score more than 22 million pounds. Then invention, lots of invention started to grow. Okay, according to the production of processes, they enhanced the output per workers. Okay, each worker to produce more. Okay, so on, new costly new machines started to purchase up, set up and maintain in the mill. And within the mill, you can find it out that the processes were brought together under one roof and management. Clear? So this allowed what? A more careful supervision over the production process, a watch over the quality, regulations of the labor. All of these had to be difficult to do when production was in the countryside. So what happened? Factories started to increase in day by day, children. So you can see there was a power of a new technology. Contemporaries were dazzled. Okay, more concentrations where attention was given to the meals. They forgetting the bylines, the workshop, the production still continue. Clear? So things started to grow. Next one is the pace of the industrial center. Now, most dynamic industry in Britain were clearly cotton and metals. Okay. Now, there also pace started to grow. Cotton was a leading sector in the first phase of industrialization. After that, what happened? Iron and steel industry led the way. So, with the expansion of railways in England from 1840s and the colonies from the 1860s, the demand for iron and steel increased rapidly. And by 1873, what happened? Britain started to export iron and steel worth about 77 million pound, double the value of its cotton export. Okay, children. So this much for today. We are going to do the next phase in the next video. Thank you.